Yeah, keep going. Alright. I never have a good soul.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is a video that's been well requested. My tattoos and piercings, and I've been wanting to do this for a long time, but it was more of a matter of it had to be kind of conclusive, so that's why I decided let's do my tattoos and piercings 2019, and you never know, I might have more next year. I don't really think I will, but it's something to look back on, and it's nice to see what have I done to myself. But first of all, this video is in collaboration with LUISA, and I have worked with this wonderful brand before, and I cannot say enough good things about them. I absolutely adore their pieces. I'm very fussy when it comes to jewelry. I like it to be good quality, and I got an email from them asking for me to be an ambassador. I was just over the moon. So I'm really excited to share with you guys my own affiliate link. They are having a crazy Black Friday sale right now, which is 25% off everything, which is really great, especially because the more you buy, the more you save. I was lucky enough to pick up some gorgeous pieces as well, and I'm gonna show you guys. I'm so excited. The reason why I'm working with this brand is because they are very earth conscious, sustainable. Their products are made from 100% recycled gold. Their packaging is recyclable as well, which is so important. And because it's such amazing quality, you're not getting rid of your jewelry. It's something that is timeless and you're gonna have with you for a very long time. And looking at my pieces, I know I'm gonna have them for a long time, and I'm really excited. It's something that you can pass down. There's nothing better than great quality jewelry because it feels good when you're wearing it, and it's special. Quickly show you my newest pieces. You would have seen in my jewelry collection video I got this big chunky silver ring, but this time around I picked out some beautiful rings. I saw that they had these on their website, on the pictures. They were all layered. I really want to start mixing my gold and silver up, so I picked up this big chunky signet ring. I've been wanting a signet ring for so long, and I can never find one that I like, but I love this one because it's got all this texture on the front. It kind of looks a bit more raw, and I love my little crystals, so I got these two really lovely colors. These have got to be some of my favorite color combinations, which I really love. And I also got some little swirly twirly hoops. I love wearing little gold hoops. Earrings are something I never take out, but when there's something just so versatile like this, I can swap them out, because the sleepers I wear all the time are my Pisces hoops. Highly recommend. They don't fall out. They are just the best earrings ever. I sleep in them, I swim in them, I shower in them. Like, they have not tarnished. They look brand new, and I love personable items like that. So if you want to get 25% off the entire store, make sure to click the first link in my description box. Their postage is so quick too, considering they're from New York and I'm all the way here in little New Zealand. But let's get straight into this video. I want to discuss the piercings, the tattoos, the pain, where I get my jewelry from, because I have very specific jewelry in my ears. So the first thing I'm going to start off with is piercings. Like most girls, I feel like everyone gets their bottom lobes pierced from a very young age. I would have been about 5 or 6 when I got mine done, and I remember going to my mum and asking her specifically, can I please get my ears pierced? And she was like, oh okay. Like, she never had a problem with it. My best friend, her mum didn't let her get her ears pierced till she was 10, so that was 5 whole years after I got mine done. I don't quite know why I thought this way, but I specifically picked earrings to match my school uniform. My school uniform was like a bright green. I remember mum telling me I almost bolted out of the seat when they did it, because they didn't do it both at the same time. They did it one at a time, and I remember the first one got done and she had to hold me down. I didn't really ever focus on getting my seconds pierced till I was a little bit older. I remember everyone started getting their seconds, maybe I'd started high school by then. No, I was still in intermediate. Would have been year 7, so I would have been 11, 12 when I started seeing everyone getting more piercings up their ears and you were in that kind of stage of everyone was kind of, they felt like they were growing up when really you weren't, like you're still a kid. I think I asked my nana to take me because my mum and my dad were just like, no. They knew that as soon as I was about to get more that it would just continue, and they were right. But I didn't get my thirds done for a long time because I didn't actually like the look of it. So it wasn't up until I was in year 10. This was when I went through a particularly rebellious stage, and so I wanted to kind of do these things. And I had a friend of mine and she was just like, she was dodgy, like don't even know how to put it. I remember we took a bus all the way over to this specific place, like it would have been like an hour away, because they wouldn't ask for your ID, and we were only 14 at the time, and I think in New Zealand you have to be 16 to get a piercing without parental consent or something, I don't even know. But I got this piercing up here done, and the reason why I got it there is because I saw a girl at my school with that piercing there. She got it a little bit higher, mind you, but I just wanted it there. It didn't hurt, but it was a crunch, like, because that's your cartilage and it's such a thin piece of skin. Like, this is so settled now that it's very, like, if I lie down it's just gonna stay there. But the reason why it hasn't ripped, I think, is because the earring itself I have is so thin, the hoop, that it's got no way of ripping it. Like, it's just so flimsy. Surprisingly, it stays in, like, it's never fallen out, so I don't quite know how that works. But yeah, my ears have never been infected. I think there was only one piercing up here that got infected, and that was just because I kept fiddling with it and changing it when I should have left the other earring in. It also didn't help, I was a bit older at that point and at school. I'll get to that. I think maybe a year after I got a piercing up here, which I don't have anymore. I have piercings there, but it wasn't, these aren't the original holes. So I think I did get one up there maybe year 11, so I would have been 15. That one I just kept fiddling with, and that was when I started wearing my hair up in like a bun at school, so my ears were in full show. I kept this piercing hidden from my parents for a very long time. Like, I would wear hoodies, I would just cover it with my hair, and they didn't know for a very long time. So, and I think that's what happens with most kids. The teachers at my school started to get a little bit hard, like, you know, they could see your piercings and you were only allowed bottom lobes. They would essentially put their hand out and you had to pull your earrings out and put them in their hand, and you would not be getting them back till the end of the year. We had a deputy principal, and I just did not like her one bit. She would come for me every single day. I had up to 100 earrings in her office. I remember getting a bag back at the end of the year with all my earrings in it. It was just nuts. I think I would have spent so much money on getting new little earrings, and I would have bought shitty earrings too, so that's why I'm so fussy about what earrings I buy now and how they look. I think that was when it started to get infected, because I had to keep pulling earrings out. I don't find any of these piercings on the out of my ear painful at all. I have never, like, yeah, it's a little bit of a, you know, and I've had all of mine done with a gun, which I know lots of people say that can crush your cartilage, it can damage it. I haven't had that happen to me, but if I was to get another piercing done up there, I would probably go the needle route, because I have had needles through my ear before with other piercings inside my ear. So anyway, 16 I would have gotten that top piercing, and then I think I eventually just took it out because no, it got infected, so I went to go get it done again. So I went to this special piercing place. Maybe they did it with a needle then, or I don't know. 16. This was where I decided to get quite a risky piercing. I decided to get my conch pierced, and I just remember thinking that a big hoop right around your ear looked cool, and it does. I still think it does, but I could not find a single hoop earring to save myself that would fit around my ear. It was so painful to take it out. I had a bar and I could push the bar right into the back, so then I had something sticking out so you couldn't see anything in my ear, so I didn't have to take it out when the deputy principal came by and saw my decorated ears. That was okay. I remember keeping that in for a good 6 months, but it just constantly was sore. I would knock it. Oh my god, like, I think it was worse because I had the bar in and I kept trying to change it myself and it just didn't help, and I think I just got so fed up with it and it just didn't look how I wanted it to look, that I was just like, okay, stuff it, I'm just gonna have to take it out. I got one up here and that's still there. I don't know which one it is. I think it's the bottom one because I got the top one recently in the last 2 years. It's very hard to keep track because I haven't had a piercing in a very long time. But yeah, that conch piercing, I would say the pain would have been maybe a 6 out of 10. I have a pretty high pain tolerance, I think, like a lot, like it takes a lot for me to be like, I'm in pain. In comparison to all my tattoos and where I've gotten them, none of them have felt as painful as the piercing in my ear, right, that I have currently. So year 12, I just met Jamie at this time. There's a video on my channel, I'm gonna link it below because it's honestly one of my favorite vlogs. Me and my best friend Hannah, we went to go get our dates pierced because Hannah was suffering from migraines and those piercings tend to help. They like crunch a nerve that kind of like gets rid of it. I don't know. I was always the one out of the two of us that was more of a risk taker, and I was like, you know, I wanted to do like rebellious things. So when Hannah was thinking about doing it and she wasn't sure, I said, I will get it with you. So I remember we went to this tattoo parlor and we actually got matching tattoos later down the track, but we went to this tattoo parlor. You have to watch the video, it's just so funny. We were sitting there and they were trying to measure the needle into my inside of my ear where my dape is, and they were like, oh, it's really small, you have a really small ear, I don't know if we'll be able to get the needle through without like actually like rupturing. So they got there in the end, and what they had to do is they had this bar that they will shove into your ear and then they put the needle through the bar, like it was like an open bar. They put it here so then they've got that balance, and then they would dig the needle through your ear, and I'm not even joking, it felt like someone had a drill and was drilling through my head. That was the worst pain, like that was a 10 out of 10 pain, and I was sitting there and I remember they were just etching through the other side, and I thought, I'm gonna throw up. Like, I've never been in pain that much that I thought I was gonna be sick. It was awful. I would not wish that upon anyone. I've had so many people at uni come up to me and go, oh my god, what is that, like how did you get it? And I was like, just don't, like it's not even worth it. I'm curious to know how you guys have felt with that pain, like if any of you have a date, because me and Hannah were just like, that was bad. It was over. It took a long time. It felt like forever. Like I don't even remember, like I can't even comprehend how long it took. Maybe it took like 3 minutes, but it felt like 10 minutes, like just digging, like it was just horrible. Crazy story, Hannah's body rejected it, so we had bars in and we'd be sitting on the bus home from school and it would just pop out. Got a ring thinking maybe that will, you know, it won't pop out so much, and I think one morning she woke up and it had completely popped out and she just could not bear to put it through. But mine was fine. It wasn't hard to sleep on or anything. I don't even remember. It was like a little bit sore if you touched it, but like I'd hate to feel the hole in there, like, ugh. But yeah, that was by far the worst thing ever. So altogether I have, I'm pretty sure 10 piercings, 5 on each ear. But when it comes to earrings, these little like hoops that I have in my cartilage piercings, they are from Third Eye in Auckland. So if you live in Auckland, I'm sure you can get them. They are about $20 a pair. They're very small, but they, unless you lose them, I've had these for so long now, and I love how they've got all sorts of different designs, so you can get different ones. They don't have to all look the same. I don't know where, as in shop wise, you'd be able to get them if you weren't in New Zealand, but I know that Studio Jewellery sells them, the website, so I will link that below and I'll put it on the screen. They sell them, only the same size hoops. They're also a really good jewelry brand if you wanted to look, really like good basic sleepers and things like that. And the top piercing of my third, oh, did I say when I got my third? I would have got my third when I was like 15, 16. I can't even remember. I just have the same piercing when I got it, just a nice little like lime green. This is the August birthstone. Also, a lot of people have been asking me about my second piercing hoops. I got them from Midsummer Star, which is stocked on Princess Polly. A little bit expensive for such small earrings, but I really like them, and they don't come out, they're like clasped with a clip, which is really good. But yeah, so that is my earrings. That's everything that I have going on my ears. I don't really have any plans to get any more piercing, but yeah, now we're on to my tattoos. So my first tattoos was on my 18th birthday. I decided to get my Pisces sign on my arm. I really like I like the size of it. I was thinking about putting my moon and rising, but I just want to be known as a Pisces. Like, when people get to know me, I'd love them to know my moon and rising, but like, I want people to see me and identify me as a Pisces. A Pisces guy did my tattoos, which I really liked, and he was really cool. I wanted him to do my recent tattoos, but just didn't work out, which was really stink. But so we did that little baby one, and I also decided to get the moon on my outer arm. So what inspired me to get this was, not only was I born on a waning crescent moon, I just loved the moon. Like, who doesn't love the moon? A nice little placement, small little detail that some people can see. I also love how thin it is. They do a minimum of $150 at a tattoo parlor. I've wanted tattoos for a long time. There's just something cool about having artwork or something symbolic and meaningful on you, and a lot of people I admire have tattoos. So the second, well, the third tattoo I have is a stick and poke I did on myself. I wanted to give it a go, and it was only because I wanted something on my hands that I did this. As above, so below, 3, Trinity, like there was something around that. Like, it still is symbolic to me now, but like there was something just like I wanted something on my hands. One night me and Gray, we went to Warehouse Stationery, and we got like, I had needles at home, I sterilized them, we just got some like Indian ink. Oh my god. Just gave myself a stick and poke of the 3 little dots, and you know what? It's so simple. That one was a little bit more painful in the sense that it was your fingers and you were kind of self-inflicting the pain. Like, it was like, oh, but I wanted to ensure that it was deep enough that it would actually be a bit more pigmented. And I remember when my parents saw it, they were like, what is that? I'm sure a lot of you have stick and pokes, like who doesn't? But I didn't know anyone that I trusted. I didn't have anything I wanted to do stick and poke on, so I was like, when it came to it, I was like, I'll just do it myself. Like, I only want those 3 little dots. Like, what's the point in going to someone to get it done? Oh, in regard to pain on my tattoos on my arms, they didn't hurt at all. Like, it was nothing. It was just a really soothing experience. If anything, I enjoyed the feeling of getting it. Skin flap, you know. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, my foot. I was just getting a bit lost there. So not long after that, I got my foot tattoo, which is so funny. One day, Hannah and I, my best friend, for all of you going, who's Hannah? She's my childhood best friend. She's like my sister. She's standing in her kitchen one day and we were like, we should get something for us. Like, she was talking about getting her first tattoo because it was her birthday at the time we were celebrating. And I said, we should just go out and get one. Like, what if we got an eye on our foot? I said, wouldn't it be funny because we've got 2 eyes both on a thing? Like, we were both talking about we wanted to have an eye on us to kind of represent our 3rd eye. It's so something we would do, like something so like absurd. But we were like, should we get it on the back of our ankle so then when we're walking we've got an eye on the back, or should we get it like, and I said, why don't we get it on our foot so it's a little bit hidden, but like, you know, it's just something a little bit funny. So I drew up an eye with 3 dots. Getting a tattoo on your foot is just not nice. It was like having something scraping the bone on your foot, like, ugh. It was more just like, ugh, like, I don't enjoy that sensation at all. It didn't take too long, especially because it was just lines. But I will be honest, the girl that did it, she was just terrible. It's so funny looking at our tattoos and seeing all the like uneven lines. Oh, it's just so funny, like, but it's just so me and Hannah, so I don't have any regrets with that. The only thing I would possibly do to it in the future is maybe add some more detail, but even then, like, I'm happy with it as it is. I remember I didn't tell my parents when I got it. It was actually about the time I got my Greenpeace job, and I got it on the day of my interview, actually, now that I think about it. That tattoo cost us $100 to get, so again, a little bit cheaper. We got it out near where we live, so it was a little bit like dodge. That's the same place we got our day of piercings. I'll also put the vlog below if you want to see me getting that tattoo. They didn't actually allow us to film in there, but there's footage on there from us. And then, when was that? It wasn't until a year later that I got my recent tattoos, which you've all seen, probably. It's very true when they say once you get tattoos, like, you can't quite stop. The first idea was very random. I wanted something on my arm. I was on Pinterest looking at runes and I saw this rune and I I just really liked it, and it meant joy. And I remember just being very gravitated to it, and I'd find myself drawing it in my journal and drawing it on my like weekly planner, and I really liked it. I was going through a time where I'd wake up in the morning feeling so unmotivated, so shit, and it was just because you'd wake up with this shitty mindset. I found myself drawing that rune, like I said, and it was almost very symbolic for me, and I started drawing it on me just as a reminder, like in the morning, draw it on me to be like, be happy. What I love is I did it in such a way that the lines really align with my hand. It's just very, like, it's very beautiful. Do the inner lines a lot thicker, which I didn't really like. The tattoo artist that did it, I remember going into book with them, and I wanted the same guy who did my first tattoos, and they said Dan, and I was like, yeah, his name's Dan. Another Dan comes out, and I'm like, that's not the Dan that did my tattoos. And they said, well, he's the only Dan that works here. And I thought, no. He was just very abrupt and rude, and I didn't like his attitude, and I was so close to, like, you know, going, actually, I don't want you to do my tattoos. And I should have done that. I should have trusted my gut, but I thought, he can do thin lines. I've looked at his work, I trust him. So I thought, okay. He did thin lines, but you know what? Other Dan did thinner lines, so regardless, I'm kind of glad how this one turned out. I have hyperextended arms, so like this pops out, so that's why it's in line when I do that, but if I do that, it's like to the side, so that's why it does that. He did that one first, and that was one I was most excited for, and altogether this cost $200 because I got something on my leg, which was very scary. And I'll be honest with you guys, I'm still trying to get used to it. I got it like 6 months ago now, and it's only really now been on show because now it's summer and I can wear skirts and things, so people are starting to see it and go, did you just get that? That one I drew myself, and again, I needed it to be thin lines because it was very detailed, and it was finished, and I remember seeing it and I thought it's very black. And I thought, it's just swollen, it will go down. It's still very black, so I have just been looking at it, and I like how it curves over my leg, but I feel like it needs something round on the bottom, because your calves go like, do you know what I mean? The curves of your calf, I feel like it needs something round at the bottom to kind of like make it more like circular. That's kind of been on my mind recently. I'm curious to know what you guys think, but the reason why I got this, and I didn't want to overwhelm it with flowers, I'm very much a flora girl. I love flowers. Plants are just beautiful. I'm sure a lot of you feel this way. It's still really cool, and I like it when I fold my legs, I can see the little flower on the inside, and that's like a little peekaboo, you know. I do really like it. The execution of it, like, you know, how the person did it is a little bit not, like, I would have liked it thinner, but it's done now. It is what it is, so like, I don't really care. I'm just now thinking carefully about how I'd want to kind of finish it. I'm very curious to know what you guys think of my tattoos. Like, they are what they are, and I've seen so many people just get tattoos for the sake of it that it makes me look at my own tattoos. I'm glad that I've heavily thought out what I have. My favorite tattoos right now are definitely my rune. What I love about this is all the kids at schools look at it and they call it the sun. They're like, you have the sun on your arm. They said you have a moon and a sun, and I've never thought of it as a sun, but it kind of is a sun. And it also reminds me of the kids now every time I look at it. How the happy, spirited, childlike little souls, like, it reminds me of that. So this has really got a really special meaning to me. And my Pisces, because I just love looking at it. I'm really lucky to have such a cool little Pisces symbol. I really like it. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I'm really grateful for all the opportunities that I have been given recently. I'm feeling very at ease with who I am and what I'm meant to be. I wish you all the best, love and light to you always, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!
Je savais pas comment vous allez lui demander. Non, mais c'est ce que c'est la question. Do you think you can have it? Do you think you can have it?